The government unveiled a new digital ID today that no one is asking for and that promises to help us do what we're already doing without government interference. The government is calling it the Trust Exchange, which sounds a little Orwellian. When the government asks you to trust them and wheels out Bill Shorten, of all people, to do the asking, well, that should be a big red flag.
Text is something brand new and world-leading. It is not a wallet, nor an app, nor ID, but rather it is a secure means by which to exchange with a third party who you are, your identity, and what you can do, your credentials. Services Australia is partnering with other government systems to develop text, to give Australians the ability to verify their identity and credentials based on official information already held by the Australian government.
So the idea is you'll go to a club or a hotel and scan a QR code that connects your information on YouGov with the third party's computer system verifying your ID. Or you could just, pull out your driver's licence. The government's spending $11.4 million and collaborating with that trusted partner, Google, because we know they're trustworthy, to develop the Trust Exchange. Now, this comes as Labor prepares to officially launch its digital ID on December 1st, with Katie Gallagher today assuring Australians who are still bloodied and bruised by what governments did to them during the pandemic that we can trust the government.
We have been very clear. It is a voluntary system, it is a safe system, it is a secure system, and it's simply a means of verifying yourself in a way that gives you control of your own documentation.
Voluntary, safe and secure. Liz, you'd trust the government with all of your information, wouldn't you?
Never. I mean, this is truly a backflip from the usual modus operandi of the government, right? So normally with every policy, with every new law that they come up with, the strategy is first we've got to make the people want it, right? So we talk about whatever the case may be, so that the people are crying out for a solution, and then we, the government, say, oh, that's so terrific. Here's a solution that I prepared earlier and always wanted to roll out, but now that the government and the media has done a number on you, the public, and you're crying out for it, now we look like the saviours. Every single time you have a measure like this, which increases people's reliance on the government while increasing the government's power over the people, that right there is the axis of evil. That is where you go, no, bad policy, we do not want it. And as much as they keep saying, oh, it's totally opt-in. If you don't want it, vote with your feet. I hope we do, Australia. I hope this ends up being an absolute burning dumpster fire of an idea. I hope they waste every single million that they spend on it because the take-up is so low. But the plan seems to be here that the corporates will then take this on. So Bill Shorten talked about at the press conference today, Telstra and Google have welcomed the opportunity. Telstra, the one that got hacked just like 5 minutes ago, and hundreds and hundreds, it was thousands and thousands actually, of their customers had their data. It was a massive breach and everyone was up in arms about it. So again, trust the experts. I'm sure it'll go just fine this time. But they're trying to convince us now that, oh, it's so onerous producing your licence, isn't it? Don't you hate travelling with a passport? What a pesky passport. These things aren't onerous. Nobody has asked the government for this. So instead of convincing the people like they normally do, oh, there's a massive problem and we need to fix it, and the people cry out for it and then they say, oh, here we go, they're instead just introducing this measure, and everyone's sat there going, hang on a minute, we don't want this. We already know that if the government wanted to access a lot of information on us, they can at the click of a button. They've got your passport, they've got your driver's licence, they've got you jaywalking 3 years ago at the intersection of this and that. But what this is going to do is usher in an autocratic, technocratic type government where, as we've heard Edward Snowden and so many other whistleblowers over the years talk about, this is talking about getting all your information in one spot.